It is April 27th, 2024, and this is our Subaru Forester, which we just had serviced. We just had the thermal control valve replaced in the engine due to a manufacturer defect, and I want to show you something. Okay, just serviced this week. The coolant reservoir is completely empty. Completely empty. Not a drop of coolant in the reservoir. Now, my understanding is you're supposed to fill the reservoir to at least full, right? At least that's my understanding, the way I was taught. But there's no coolant in it whatsoever. So what's the deal? What's the deal? Okay, let's go around here. It's at like 50,000 miles. My wife was driving this vehicle from South Carolina and experienced a problem. I don't know if we could focus in on that. Yeah, 50,068 miles. Okay. And as I said, just serviced. Apparently had the thermal control valve replaced. I don't doubt that they did it because the reservoir is empty. So they obviously had to drain the fluid, but they didn't refill it. There's nothing in there. It's empty. Now my wife's got to go on a trip today all the way up to North Jersey, so fortunately it so happens I have a bottle of Subaru Super Coolant. So I'm going to have to fill the reservoir with that so she doesn't experience some kind of engine damage or overheating or whatever that might occur as a result of the Subaru dealership, their technicians' oversight. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, so I just added some Subaru Super Coolant to the full line, and hopefully everything will be all right. Hopefully they thought to fill the system back up. I'm sure they did, otherwise the engine would have overheated. However, it just irritates me that everything I've been taught about auto maintenance and have done myself over the years, you know, and it's like undermined by incompetent people who are supposed to be professionals. This really irks me. This is why I generally try to do as much. This is the reason why I generally don't take my car to so-called professionals anymore, or anybody for that matter, and try to do as much work myself, because I don't trust people. I've been burned in the past. Now, they said that they did the faced off the rotors on the back, and it's apparent that they did. And there's new pads, so they did that at least on both sides. But somebody failed to put coolant top off the reservoir. So once again, it is April 28th, 2024. This is our Subaru Forester, which we had serviced just this past week due to a faulty thermal control valve, which the manufacturer apparently has to fess up to because they're failing in these cars. Okay, and here's the reservoir, which I found empty after the service. The car had been sitting overnight in my garage, and my wife had a long trip that she had to make, and I decided just to go over things, make sure everything was okay, and I double checked to make sure this reservoir was filled, and I found that it's empty. Okay, and as a result, I had some Subaru Super Coolant because I had to top it off in the past just a little bit, so I filled it to the full mark. Okay, and now look, 170 miles later. Okay, and here we are, 5241. Okay, I just topped off the reservoir again. As you can see, there it is, at the full mark. And let's see what happens next. Here's something else. I had removed this a couple minutes ago to check it, the radiator cap, and it shows that the coolant level is correct. Okay, so that's good. That's a good sign. The thing that bothers me is, where did that coolant that I added on the 27th go? A portion of it. Where did that go, that coolant? Is there a leak somewhere that I'm not aware of? Was the system that low that it absorbed that much coolant? That's disturbing, you know? It really is disturbing that this is supposed to be, this is work that's supposed to be done by professionals, people who are supposed to be factory trained and are supposed to do things properly. And I have to come out and I have to find this inadequacy on my car, on my vehicle. This is like really disturbing. This is what's happening today, folks. This is what's happening all over. People who just don't give a crap. They don't seem to care about what they're doing. They're distracted. They're more interested in whatever else it is than doing a good job. You know, rushing or whatever. I have to confess, I'm remiss about something. When I found this reservoir empty on the 27th, I should have gone to this radiator cap and took a peek underneath of it to see where the coolant level was there. But I didn't think of it. I was, to be honest with you, I was so agitated over finding the reservoir empty that it slipped my mind. And plus, it was like 5:30 in the morning, and my wife had to get on the road. So, you know, anyhow, it is what it is. Let's see where this goes.